Okay, I knew it wasn't me. It's something wrong with these men. I know it wasn't me. Thank you. All right, y'all ready for y'all next comedian? Woo! All right. Give it up also straight from North Carolina. She's a North Carolina girl. Give it up for Miss Kuntry T.
Hey, how everybody doing tonight? Y'all good? All right, yeah, I'm doing good. I just got me a new bra on, you know what I'm saying? Ladies, y'all know how it is when you get that new bra. Y'all men, y'all want to know if y'all balling? Buy me some bras. Keep your diamonds and your pearls. Take me to Lane Bryant and give me that conceit. Some of they keep in the back of the store. You heard me? I get 3 colors: white, black, and nude. Don't get twisted. It ain't mocha, it ain't cafe. It's nude. And they only make it in satin and cotton. They ain't gonna have no designs on it. It's just gonna be comfortable and hold me up. And when we go through stuff, it's gonna beep a little bit. You know what I'm saying? It got to be, big. That's how I got married. You know what I'm saying? My husband took me to Lane Bryant. And it was like, you know what? Just get all of them. I said, all of them? All of these? He said, yeah. Now, y'all don't know, but I'm a G in these streets. Oh, no. Okay. Yeah, they go up that big. I used to be an H. But thank God for keto. So we go in, and he gives me all the bras that's up there, and the black, and the white, and the nude. And he takes them to the register, y'all. And the lady looks at him, and she looks at me, and I'm like, yeah, he's got it. So then she says, that'll be $12,342. He said, you know what? I think I'm going to Jared's. I said, I do. Then when we get there, y'all, so let me tell y'all, he didn't ask me if we could get married. He just was like, huh. Just start. He ain't doing it. We get to the jewelry store. The lady calls my name. I walk over. I'm like, yes, ma'am. And she was like, she hands it to him and she's ready. And I was like, okay, I'm happy, y'all. Because I was like, it's really happening. And he was like, huh. I said, what? Huh? Huh, what? You know. I said, so you're not even going to get on one knee and say nothing? He was like, who in here going to pick me up? Ain't nobody going to pick me up. You want it? I do. I did. Now that I got them, it's like, anybody ever bought a brand new car, and then when you finish paying for it, stuff start breaking down? That's like how it is when you finally get married. Like, you need a new carburetor, the timing belt done went out. You know what I'm saying? Like, he out here going to the dentist, going to the optometrist. I'm like, hold on. Messing up my flexible spending account. I was trying to go on the Tom Jordan cruise today. I'm trying to invest this stuff in these streets. You out here going to the doctor, chiropractors and stuff. Who's all that energy we was dating? And then we get to the dentist, y'all, and they tell us, they tell him, that it's going to cost us $1,600 to fix his mouth. Mm-hmm. Y'all, I paid $1,100 for my Grand Marquis. It gets me everywhere I want to go. He almost 50. He only gonna have them teeth about 10, 15 more. Don't even worry about it. How much is the extractions? 80 for 2? Let's do that. Fix some teeth? No, you don't even need the ones you got. You good? Then you gonna tell me you don't eat organs. Like, you know what I'm saying? Y'all know what organs like liver and, chitlins. Yeah, I mean, some of y'all don't eat organs. I'm like, well, do you eat the self-cleaning organ? Because if you don't eat that, I don't think this is gonna work. Do a lot of side pieces every now and then. So anyway, anybody got kids? Everybody got kids in here? Okay, come get mine. Learn how to drive. And then he be trying to make deals with me, like, okay, I'll clean up my room if you let me drive. And I said, well, you can drive, but I need your room. Like your whole room. Like, let me have your room and you can drive my car. Because that's what it's worth. Riley, y'all been good. Thank y'all for listening.
Kuntry T with the G cup.
Yo, that was dope right there, yo. I'm excited about tonight's show. Very talented sister, very funny, very dope, all around host, comedian, actress, yo. She did a thing in Flame On. She just did a thing right there on the I Got 5 on it, yo. I'm still cracking up, yo. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. Let's welcome our guest tonight. She goes by the name of Kuntry T, y'all. How you feeling tonight?
I'm feeling good. Thank you for having me. Hey.
Yo, I appreciate you. Yo, that right there had me rolling in the back. I'm in the background laughing. I'm glad my mic was muted, yo. That was dope right there, yo.
Good. That's what I do. That's my therapy, So
I feel you on that, yo. So definitely, I just seen what you do now. Let's take it to the beginning, yo. For the people that may not know you, where are you from?
So, I was born in Newark, New Jersey.
Okay.
Shouts out to South 11th Street and Madison Avenue. And I moved as a child to Raleigh, North Carolina. So I grew up in Southside, Heritage Park, South Side of the Street, Dorothy Drive. So, city of Oaks got my heart. So I tell people that I was born in the North, but I was reared in the country. So
I feel you on that. And a lot of us was born up north, then moved down here.
Right.
So tell me what it's like. Yo, you growing up in HP. Yo, Kuntry T, you funny. Have you always been funny like that, or did you pick that up as you got older?
I've always been entertaining. I've always liked to entertain. So no matter where I go, it was like always have to be. I don't got to be a center of attention. I'm just gonna be honest. Like I like to meet new people. I like to kind of, even now when I do my stand up, one thing I do is I mingle in the crowd, so they don't even know that I'm performing most of the time because they think, oh, she's just a person in the crowd. But I just want to see what people are laughing about, what people are talking about, what conversations they're having. So, that was one of the things I've just always been very entertaining, like impressions or because I can recall a movie or a part in the movie and things like that. And I'll just act out the scene and so I've always been entertaining.
Okay. So let me ask you, with entertainment, what age did you first get into entertainment?
Well, if you let my family tell you, it's always been that way. But my memories are when, like I said, I was 7, and my teacher just urged my mother, like, please put her into some type of performing arts or something. So my mom, we were tap dance and jazz, and then we were doing theater, and I found my love in theater. Like that was something that was like, okay, this is where I belong.
Wow.
This is me. So yeah.
I feel you on that. So now that you find your love in the theaters, do you remember one of your first performances or one performance in the early age that stood out the most to you?
Okay, so I was in this play for Theater in the Park. That's Pullen Park Productions, and it was like totally different. I was a hippie. And the play was called Love in Any Language.
Right.
I think I was in like in middle school or whatever, and it was a musical because I love to sing. I can't say I'm not Jill Scott, I ain't Whitney Houston, but I just love to sing. Like I've always been in choirs and stuff like that because I just love to sing as well.
Right.
And it was a musical, so that was like the first musical I had ever been in. And everybody, when they did like the reviews and everything, everybody kept saying like we heard her over everybody. Like so, I mean. It said make a joyful noise. It didn't say, tune it up. But like when I would sing the parts, like you could hear me singing clearly through
Right.
through everybody else, over everybody, just getting it. So that was like the first time that I realized, oh, I like musicals,
Wow.
So, but raised in the church, so
Right.
that goes without saying.
So it came natural to you.
Yeah, natural, like.
So you animated now, so you always had that animated personality about yourself.
Yeah, like, it's just one of those things. It's like I feel myself. I've always felt like it takes more energy to be down and be like, because everybody, when you like that, everybody, what's wrong with you? What's wrong with you?
Right.
So you take all your energy to explain to people what's wrong with you, So it's just like, even if you not feeling good or whatever, I'm like, yeah, what's up? Hey, what's going on? How y'all doing? Because I don't have time for people to ask me no questions, so I'm gonna keep it moving. I mean, and you got another day to make it all right. You know what I mean? So
yeah, that's true. You always got another day to make it all right. And they say laughter is medicine.
What? Yes, and I love to provide it. I love to be your pushers. I love to be your pusher.
Yeah, I feel you on that. You definitely doing that, and you're doing it well. So now you're in the theater. You're a child. You're growing up. So you was doing the You said you was doing the theater in the park, and that was through Pullen Park. So when you through high school and middle school, were you in a lot of plays and stuff like that?
Yeah, I especially in high school. So it was a little different in high school because I did go to predominantly white high school on the Cary. Give it up, Cary High, Cary Imps.
All right. Yeah. My children graduated from Cary High.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go Imps. Okay.
Yeah, go Imps.
And so that was a situation where we were doing like Shakespeare. So we did like Macbeth and Hamlet. We did like Under the Sea. So we were doing things that I would never like thought, oh my gosh, what's this? And but I'm still do the musicals. Like I said, I was on musicals. That was my thing. So high school definitely went into that. And then my college years, I went to a historically Black college, Johnson C. Smith University. Go Golden Bulls. And it was like we were doing like for colored girls and things of that nature. So the cultural shock of it all was crazy because, you got this girl, she coming from the projects and she out here. And because when I did, and the first time I did when I went in and, excuse me, I did an audition for a show like outside of school. I did a scene from Working 9 to 5.
Oh wow!
That Dolly Parton had did.
Dolly Parton movie, yeah, that's a classic,
right? And one of the producers, she was like, "What movie is that from?"
Wow!
And she's like, "What movie is that from?" And when the other producer had told her, the director said, "Oh, that is 9 to 5," and she was like, "Black girl doing that?" And so, I pride myself in being versatile. So
I feel you.
Like I said, grew up in the projects, went to a white high school, went to a HBCU. So, I'm Bougetto.
Yeah. So, let me ask you. So, okay, coming from HP, going to Cary. I know a lot of people from HP that wound up going to Cary. What was that like? I know that was a culture side. Going from the South Side to being in school in Cary. What was that like?
I can actually say it was eye-opening because you don't realize you poor until you standing beside somebody who got some money.
Right.
And a lot of that I didn't even experience a lot of racism. I experienced more classism.
Wow.
Than anything. And I think that was something, because to me it was like, that was something like, you can't help but being Black, you know what I
Right.
mean? And it was like, well, at the point that I was like, I can't help being poor.
Right.
You know, but I didn't know we were poor. Like, I knew we didn't have what everybody else had, but we had clothes, we had shoes, we had food. You know, my grandmother was the lady in the neighborhood who fed other kids,
Wow.
who didn't have food. And so that was one of the situations where it was like, when you got to high school, you realize, like, man, I really don't have, like, I'm a have not,
Right.
And so it was hard fitting in, because sometimes I was too white for the Black kids and too Black for the white kids.
Wow.
So,
Wow. I definitely understand that. So how did you balance the two? So it's like, so when you came back to HP now, you exposed to this. How did you balance the two?
I spent a lot of time in different places, like not in HP, honestly. I worked and I, studied, and I was in like all these different groups, like Culture Connections, and like I said, I was doing acting, and Developing Human Potential was like an after school program where I was like one of the tutors, after I graduated out of that same program. Right. So it was a situation where it was like, I couldn't be in my environment because I didn't like my circumstances. And I felt like I was better than that, if you can understand what I'm saying. I didn't feel like I was better than anyone. I just felt like I was better than my circumstances. And that was just somewhere I did not belong. So.
Right. So it was kind of like motivation for you, kind of like a fire.
Right.
To make you want more.
Right.
So
right.
We talk about musicals and Broadway and stuff like that.
Yes.
So let me ask you, okay, so being on stage, if you could be in 3 Broadway productions growing up at this time, which ones would they have been?
Fences would be one. August Wilson, I'm sorry. Wow. Cats.
That's a big one. Yeah.
All right. And wow. Rent.
And Rent.
Yeah, because I like the songs in Rent.
Right. Yeah. Rent is popular too as well.
25,600 minutes. Like, I'm with it. Like, bring it.
That's dope right there, yo. And that's powerful, because it's like, yo, the good thing about it, like you said earlier, your versatility. People may see the comedy or just see you, and they would never think like, yo, you would be interested in being in Fences, Cats, or Rent.
Nope.
But that's the beauty of theater. You can be anybody you want to be. You can be.
And you just gave me 3, so
like, you got more. We can go. We can keep going if you got more.
I saw A Streetcar Named Desire. Right. Wow. I like the original one, but Blair Underwood and Wood Harris, Nicole Ari Parker, they did an adaptation of it as an all-Black cast. Wow. And I went to Broadway to actually see that. And I've seen Cats and Phantom of the Opera. Like, I mean, I'm saying, like, if I could get on any of those, even The Color Purple, Hamilton, like, let me tell you something. If I could get on any type of musical, oh man, like the Witches, they got one Witches with the, all the witches,
right?
The Wizard of Oz, and honey, I can.
Oh,
yes, any of them. Like, just give me something. So,
that's crazy that you said that, because my daughters, they actually put me on to Hamilton. And to be in Hamilton, it was like a lot of them, I didn't know the backstory. So correct me if I'm wrong, but the backstory that I got was a lot of the actors that were in the Hamilton production, they couldn't get roles because they were of color, or they may be Puerto Rican or different descents. So they made it a point that all the major roles would be people of minorities. Is that correct?
Yes. And that's why I like the movie. I mean, the play, because it was like they took that into their own hands. And, one of those things, it is Broadway. Of course, we talk about the movie, we talk about Hollywood, but Broadway as well is racist. They don't want us in a lot of those roles that we belong in, and
Right.
we deserve a lot of those roles. I'm not saying give it somebody because they're a person of color or a black, white, Chinese. Give it to them because they deserve it. They,
Because
you
they
know, they've
deserve it.
earned the right. You know, those people have studied years and years and years. I mean, most people that have, you know, are in Hollywood have been, you know, actors on, you know, on the regular platform like theater. They come from theater.
Right.
No one would know that Wood Harris was classically trained, you know,
And
because we see him in Paid in Full,
right.
you know,
And stuff
but
like
that
that.
should tell you something. You know, we see that movie because those are the roles that they give us. They don't want to give us the roles of kings, CEOs. They want us to be thugs and slaves and things like that. And that's why I love Coming to America, because he refused to show us like that. And that's why
That's
I love, like, and one of my favorite comedian, Eddie Murphy.
Eddie Murphy's.
Period.
All right, yo,
Period.
delirious, raw, all
Period.
the yo, yeah, definitely, yo, definitely. That's when it was different to me. I think he was raw, but he grew up, so I like the maturity and the way that he still can
Yes,
be funny now. And he said with his kids and stuff like that, so he wanted to change it, but he's still funny now.
right.
He's still funny now.
Right. You can't be who you were 20 some odd years ago. You can't be who you were 30 odd years ago. You know what I mean? If you were the same person 30 years ago that you are now, and you wasted 30 years of your life.
You
You
wasted
know,
30.
so he had, yeah, of course he had to grow up, and, you know, like he said, when he started doing, you know, a lot of people, when he started doing with the Nutty Professor
And stuff like that.
and what's the other movie? Where
Shreks
he
and
was
stuff
talking
like
to
that.
the kids. He was talking to the animals.
You talking about
Um,
the animal doctor?
What's the
I
name
can't.
of the movie? You're right.
Right,
Can't
I know
even
what you
think of
mean.
the
The
movie.
animal doctor thing. Was
Right.
it? What was it? I know
We're
what
gonna
you're
think
talking
about it
about with
later.
Raven Simone. With Raven
Dr.
Simone was
Doolittle. Yeah, Dr.
Doctor
Doolittle.
Doolittle.
Dr.
Doctor
Doolittle.
Doolittle.
And
Yeah,
he said he wanted to make movies that his kids could watch. What's wrong with that?
right. I don't see
What's
nothing wrong
wrong
with
with that? You can't, you know, you can't be cussing and carrying on in everything you do. You know,
that.
sometimes you do have to do it for your kids. And look at Shrek. That was one of the highest grossing movies that he's ever done. And that was a movie
Right.
that everybody, he shouldn't have done that. Why?
Why not? Why not?
Because he was a donkey. Oh gosh, we can't be donkeys. We can't,
And everybody loved the donkey. Everybody loved
like,
the donkey.
he can't wear a dress. He can't be a donkey. It's like, you know, we got too many rules. Like, we the only people. We have to normalize being able to be great. Period.
Wow.
Being great. Period.
Yeah, that's a fact right
It's
there.
about, you know the story about Hattie McDaniels and how you know, everybody didn't want her to go. You know, she won the first Oscar. You know, she
Right.
first, you know, and then they didn't want her to go, you know, to the Grammys and everything. And she shouldn't take it. She shouldn't take it. That woman worked hard for that.
To get there.
You
Hard.
know, like, these people put into their crafts and everything. We have to normalize, you know, but we can't wear dresses, but Tootsie. Tootsie. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
No, nobody talk about him wearing the dress.
Right.
You know, we harder on ourselves than everybody else. Like, we don't need everybody else on us, because we harder on ourselves.
We hard on
We
ourselves.
hard on ourselves.
Yeah, you
So,
speaking truth right now. You're definitely speaking truth right there. And that's
because I'm gonna
real.
be me. I'm gonna do
You know,
me.
you got it.
Right?
You got to. You can't let people put you in a box, because it's like you'll never be no more than what they allow you to be. So
Exactly. And who are they to say you are made in God's image, not their image? It's
true.
because they don't, you know, you're not doing what they think you should be doing, or what, you know, they this, they that. Who is they? Who is they? Who
Right.
are they? Like, what do they have? You know, what heaven or hell do they have to put you in?
Not one.
You ain't have to please nobody. But one person, he ain't even no person.
God.
So,
Yeah.
but that's a whole nother situation. But anyway.
That's true though. That's true though. That's true. But we surround ourselves with these people. Sometimes when you're getting that negative feedback, it's time to move to a different circle.
But you don't realize that, and you start to adapt, or you start to, you know, take that in and believe that you're only what they say you are.
Right.
You know, we surround our people because everybody does not wish us well.
True indeed.
Even the people that's in our circle. I tell people all the time, just because you related don't mean you family. You know, and the whole thing about it is, it's a situation where it's like they don't want you to be better than them. They don't want you to do more than them. And it's
Right.
like sometimes favor ain't fair. Sometimes it's not your turn. It's my
Right.
turn.
Right.
So I don't have to stand in the line behind you because you've been doing this longer than me.
Right.
My blessings come how they come. You can't tell God how he gonna bless me. Oh, you can't bless her until you bless me. I've been doing this for 10 years. She
Right.
only been doing this for 6 years.
Right.
It's not your turn.
Right.
When it's your turn, it's your turn. Because he might see, oh, she's not going to take this success like I want her to. She's not going to do with it what I want her to do with it. So I need her to move to the back and let somebody else, because this person is going to cherish it and they're going to grow and they're going to use it to their good for the community. This person, is she going to be selfish? That's why they said, it's easier for a camel to go through the needle, through the eye of a needle, than a rich person to get into heaven.
Right. That's the word.
And you can argue with me, but you can't argue with word. You know what I mean? Like, you can't argue with the word. And I've always felt it's one of those things where it's like sometimes it's just, it's your turn.
Right.
It's your turn. And it's okay. And it's okay to step into your destiny. It's okay to step in, but we don't want to, because we don't want somebody to feel like, oh my God, like for instance, like, we feel like, okay, for instance, I got married before a friend of mine.
Right.
And I did not want to share it with her because I didn't feel like she was going to be happy for me.
Right.
You know what I mean? But why do I have to subdue myself and I've got favor?
Right. Right.
So like I don't take credit for anything. Yes, I perform the material, but he puts it in me.
He puts it.
He puts it in me. He was like, look, there's 95% of my stories is true.
Right.
I try to tell you, that's how my husband asked me to marry him. He said, he did.
Really?
That's true.
Wow.
That's true. I'm not exaggerating. That was true.
Wow.
They was laughing at me in the jury store. They was laughing in the jury store.
Wow.
They was laughing at us.
Wow. So all right. I've heard comedians say that. So a lot of the material you're saying comes from true life stories.
What? Like I said, 95% of it is true. I might embellish, or I might say uncle, and I mean auntie or whatever.
Right.
But not, like 95% of my stories are true. Like stuff that has happened in my life. And I've always, I'm with an old school person. My family is from South Carolina, so we go Lageechee, and my uncle always called me a griot. You a griot. I like to tell stories. I tell great stories. And people like to, sit around and listen to me tell my stories. And that's, where the actual comedy come from. Like I said, I've been doing comedy since acting and theater for a while. But what got me on stage to do stand-up comedy was because somebody wasn't in place when they were supposed to be in place. And I was in a place I was in a position to where I could step in that place.
Wow.
Yeah. Now I could have been like, no, let somebody else do it. But it was my turn.
It was your turn.
It was my turn. And to date, that my very first performance was my most lucrative performance to date.
Right place at the right time.
Yes. And it was just me. It wasn't even me. It was just me at work. It was just me at work trying to get some things settled and trying to get some things together. And somebody didn't show up and they weren't in place. And the CEO asked, can you step in this place? And it was like, wow, you are really talented. I just took over kind of thing. And from there, it was like, man, I hit the ground running. It was my turn.
I definitely understand that. And like you said, when you allow God to do it, like pretty much with the entertainment, the theater and all that, it was already setting the stage for you, what you was already doing. So it becomes more natural.
Exactly.
Yeah. So that's crazy. So let's talk about that. So now we're
Okay.
going from theater, going
Okay.
into comedy. So now
Yes.
that you do your first gig, you
Uh-huh.
tear it down.
Yeah, tear it up.
What happens next?
So I do my first gig, and which was a corporate gig, and I'm like, oh, it's kind of like, I want some more. I want some more. And I kind of look up, of course, you go on social media and you try to just find like what's going on. How do I really get into this? And
Right.
so, I found open mics, and I just go to open mics, and I wasn't even performing. I wasn't performing. I was just going to see what people were laughing at, what people were doing, what people were telling stories. Did they have, punchlines? Like what kind of jokes, how do you do this for real?
Right.
Because I've always been a fan of comedy. Like
Right.
I love comedy shows and everything, but to be up and personal and local, I had to do that. So I was doing that, and then it was like, okay, now I got to get on stage and kind of put myself into a position.
Right.
And I called Rob Wright.
Rob
At the
Wright.
time,
Rob Wright.
yeah, right. Everybody know Rob, right?
Yeah, Rob Wright, a good brother. Yeah, definitely a good guy. Good guy.
Everybody know Rob. And at the time, Rob was producing. He had he was like over the comedy at the Comedy Zone in Clayton.
Wow.
He was doing like producing and like managing shows and things like that. And so on Thursday nights, he had open mic. So I called him and was like, trying to get the nerve up to actually do it. And
Right.
he was like, please, we need more Black women in this area to do some comedy. It's very little. So, women are funny. Come on, do it.
Right.
So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna come. So I went, and he was my boyfriend at the time, but I took my husband and my best friend and her friend, and I just took like, I took my village.
Right. Right. That support system. Right.
Right. And I was like, if I'm a bomb in front of them, and they're gonna tell me what it is, what's the truth or whatever. And so after that, I did really well that night. I really, really did. And I enjoyed it. Like that was something I said, okay. So from now, so Rob was like, well, listen, you just come and do open mics on Thursdays. I'll, if you call me, and I'll put you down, however. And
Right.
so from that, he was like, just go to open mics, just go to open mics. So he was giving me like jewels. He was dropping jewels. He was just like what to do, who to talk to, who to reach out to, who to, connect with, who to network with. And through him, I was going to like all these open mics. He would call me, he would say, hey, there's an open mic here. Come down here. There's an open mic there. Go there or whatever. And he started work. Well, he was working, and his hours were getting longer. The holidays was coming up, and so he couldn't make it all the time. So he reached out and was like, listen, I need a backup host on Thursday night. And I need to know if you willing to do it. I'm like, yeah. I mean, like, so after that, like I'm talking about like I was working at RTP at the time.
Wow.
And I was coming from RTP to Clayton. Like I wasn't even coming home. I had to set up with my mom and my sister and my son's father, like pick him up, do this, because I'm going straight to Clayton. I'm gonna stop and get something to eat down there. I'm going straight to Clayton. And I was getting there before the managers, the doors were still locked by the time I was,
Was you getting there,
I got there, and I'm sitting in the parking lot, like just waiting for it to open up. And he got me my first celebrity hosting gig was with Honest John, a white comic, a white older comic. That was my first hosting gig with quote unquote celebrity. And it was just somebody I watched on Comic View.
Right.
And
Honest John has been around.
Yeah.
Right.
And it was like, so my dreams was coming true, and I was like, yeah. And so from then on, it kind of just took off from there. Like I can't even tell you like what happened next, because it was like a blur. It was like my phone had started ringing. and it has not stopped since. And it's not, and I'm not saying it's what, prideful, trying to, put on or whatever, but I'm funny and people, want to hear what I got to say, and that's what it is, and had it not been for Rod Wright, I don't even think I would be in a position that I'm in, because he gave me a chance to follow my dreams, and he didn't make me stand in no line. He didn't say, hey, I got some other people who could do this on Thursday nights, but if they can't do it, then can you do it? He was just like, look, you my go-to. This is what it is. Will you do it? Yes, I'm doing it.
I feel you on that. Salute to Rob Wright. And that's one thing about Rob Wright I can say. He's a helping brother. He's one of them type of brothers. If you hit Rob Wright, if he can do it, he's going to make it happen.
If he can't, then it's something, and it ain't nothing that can be done.
Right. Ain't nothing that can be done. Right. Right. So definitely salute to Rob Wright. So let me ask you, that's big. So now, you know what I'm saying? So now he opens, not really, the door was already open. He just put you in position. God opened the door. You was in position. You did your preparation. God opened the door through Rob. You walk through the door. You walk through the door. Now things are rolling. Okay. Give me 3 of your best moments in your career so far.
3 of my best moments. I worked with Bruce at Charlie Goodnight's.
How was that?
It's like, I mean,
it's Bruce.
Yeah, like I can't even tell you how it was. It was just like, I felt like, I don't even know how I could tell you like what the feeling was when he walked in, and we was like in the green room together, and he was just dropping jewels, and he was just talking to me like he knew me forever, and he was not like, it wasn't like, get out of my dressing room. It was just like
he was down to earth, right?
Yeah, it was just like I was talking to my uncle, you know what I mean? And we just kicking it. Wow. And then he's just like, just do this, do that, I said dropping jewels. So that was one of the best moments. Another moment was shout out to Ty Banks and Liquor House comedy, and he put me in his documentary, Ladies on Laughter. Wow. And so that's on Tubi TV, that's on Amazon Prime, and it's a documentary about Black women doing comedy in this area. Right. And like he put me on the big screen, like he put me on the big screen to the point where we literally were in Chapel Hill, and he did a show where we were, we got to say our movie on the movie theater screen, so that was like one of the best ones. And recently I was in a short film with Sean Starks called 20 Bands. We were we were in the Alamo, and he put me on the big screen too. Right. And so that was an awesome thing. And this is not even honorable mention, but I have to say, Flame On. I have to say it. That was like, because I had so much fun with y'all, man. Like, y'all just don't know how much fun I had. Like, that was fun because I was like, I'm gonna do what? Right. I'm gonna do what? Wow. Okay.
And you killed it though. You definitely killed it.
I gotta wear what? Okay. And it's so funny because it was so funny because it was like something that I had really never done before as far as acting. Like, I'm used to like these subdued roles. Like I said, I'm doing Macbeth and Hamlet and For Colored Girls and
stuff like that.
Respectable stuff. And I have another play out. Big up to Shell Holloway. It's called My Funny Valentine, and I was a waitress. And it was like, I was on DVD then. So it was a situation that, that was what I was used to. But man, I had a good time. And I'm sorry to pop your chain. I didn't mean to pop your chain.
Oh, nah, it's all good. It's all good. The chain didn't make it, but the chain came out great. It didn't make it to the movie. But it was definitely, great, I definitely had a good time, and you definitely killed the role. So let me ask you, going from the stage doing comedy to the big screen, coming from a background of theater, How did that feel? Like, honestly, seeing yourself is like, a kid, you dream these things. I want to be
Yes,
right. Now you
exactly.
see yourself. How did that feel?
Honestly, man, it just felt like it was right.
Right.
I can't even explain how it felt because it was like it was supposed to happen. And it was supposed to happen when it happened.
Right.
Of course I've always wanted to, be in Hollywood and, be on the big screen and all that. Because when I was younger, and it was like, if it ain't happened then, it ain't gonna happen now.
Right.
And it's like, here I am now, and it's happening because it's happening when it was supposed to happen. It's my turn.
Right.
And it's like I can't even put it in words. It's just so humbling, and the fun I have and the people I meet, and then just the connections and the networking, and just being in place, man.
Right.
And like we was talking about, like I said earlier, people talking about me in rooms that I haven't even entered in.
Right.
Because a lot of my comedy actually is done in churches.
Right.
And I do a lot of like women's conventions and women's days and things like that. And for me to be at one church and 4 or 5 different churches call me like, hey, sister this, sister that, Sister Pamela said, Sister Robin said, we want you to come, and we want you to, and I'm like, really? Now I don't just do like, I'm not a Christian comedy, I'm not a clean comic.
Right.
No, I do what's necessary.
No, I definitely understand.
I do what's necessary for the occasion, but I don't do a whole bunch of cursing and carrying on and vulgarity because because I know sometimes people are listening, and it's like people are listening that I don't want to be like that with them, and it's not like I'm putting on airs or anything like that, but I want everybody to be able to enjoy my comedy. I don't want to have only these people over here can enjoy it. You only these people over here can enjoy it. I want everybody to be like, man, she's funny across the board, man. So I did a show with the first show I did with, it was about I told you the first show was very lucrative, and it was like the biggest show I did because it was all the North American employees for the company that I work for, which Fortune 500 company affiliates, but I did a show, and you know how Black people are. You know how we as Black people are. We love we love each other. But boy, we will talk about each other. And I did a show.
Oh yeah, we will.
For the Stars and some Masons, and it was probably about 300-400 people in there, and they had kids in there, and it was, just teenagers and men, and I made the whole room laugh, and I'm like, that's what I'm talking about. It wasn't just like I could make women laugh, men laugh, like the whole room was laughing, and that's when like, okay, mama made it.
So. That's a fact. And then even speaking of the Flame On set, we had a conversation before we did the thing. And the first thing I picked up when you told me you was a comedian, like, yo, respect. You're a woman first.
That's
what I'm saying? So even being a comedian is like, yo, you command respect. And it's like, sometimes you don't even have to command, just your presence alone. Then the second thing I picked up was spiritual God. Like a God background. And it's like from talking to you, it was like, yo, you were talking and you were dropping knowledge, and we was just chit-chatting. We was just, before the scene. And it's like, I got that, yo, she's spiritual, respectable, but then you have common sense. You have good sense. Is that, you know what I'm saying? Definitely have good sense. Right. And I say that in the most respectful way, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, from your conversation, it's like, yo, so I can understand how you in a room and you're saying older, young men, women, because it's like you give off good energy.
Good, thank you.
You give off a good vibe. It's like a family vibe, welcoming.
Right.
But at the same time, it's like, don't play with me either.
That's it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't.
Right.
Don't let these $2 words fool you, bruh.
Right. Right. And I think that as a man, I think that's like my aunts. It's them people in your family. You see pieces of them in people, and I think it's your genuineness that people
Well, thank
gravitate to.
you. Yeah, I hope so. You know what I mean? And because I do, I always want to make sure I'm genuine and I'm real. And you're not gonna know me. Nobody's gonna know nobody
Right.
100%. But this guy used to tell me in college. He said, I'll mess with you because you don't got no cook cards. He was from DC. You don't got no cook cards.
Right. He couldn't find nothing wrong. He couldn't find
Right.
Right.
So that was one. I've always just be you, like love you, and if you love you, that's it. That's really all it is. You know what I mean? Like let love in, and because everybody else is gonna hate you anyway. So just let love in. They gonna hate you regardless if you do.
Right.
Let me tell you something. They gonna hate you if you do it. They gonna hate you if you don't. So do it. Because if you don't, they ain't gonna do nothing but say, "I knew she won't go do it."
Right.
So just do it. Just do it.
And I love your positivity. I don't want to focus on the hate and the negative too much, but I do want to ask you, being a female in comedy and being a female actress, what are some of the adversities you had to overcome?
Oh, sexual harassment, sexual predators,
right?
Men trying to take advantage of you for stage time. They want you to, sleep with them or creep with them or do sexual favors. I mean, that's just what it is. I mean,
right.
It's a man's place to offer and it's a woman's place to refuse. So, I mean, in fact, I could tell you some stories about me traveling on the road or whatever. Like my husband comes with me to 95% of my shows. Right. And it's not, I mean, besides support, it's just to his presence is seen because it's like, no, don't try me. I don't have time for this. I'm not here for this.
Right.
I'm here to make you laugh. I'm here to get my money and I'm here to go home. Right. So I've seen men cancel shows. Wow. Managers cancel, promoters cancel shows because of a situation. I've seen women, be ridiculed by promoters or managers because of the things that they do. I ain't sleeping with you. I ain't sleeping with you for no 15-minute stage time. Right. This ain't comic view, buddy. Like, oh shoot, put me in Madison Square Garden. I don't know, you know what I'm saying? I might toot it up for you, might twerk a little bit, but you know what I'm saying? For 15 minutes, you ain't got my face.
Right. I figure that. I figure that. So give me 5 places. Give me 5 places that you would love to perform. That would be like, even on the screen you said Mama made it. Give me 5 places that would be that Mama made it moment for you as
gotta go home, gotta be home. So definitely the PNC Arena. Gotta give it up for the PNC Arena. Madison Square Garden. Like who gonna Madison Square Garden, of course. I love to be on Broadway. I would definitely still do, acting. DC, anywhere in DC. Like I would love to perform in a big venue at DC or just DC period. So if any DC people, promoters is watching, let me come to DC and tell some jokes. DC. And Texas. I don't know why, but I just want to go down to Texas, and tell some jokes down there. It just seems like it's a good place to be at. So
everything big in Texas.
You know what I mean? That's what they say.
Right. I ain't gonna hold you too long. I'm not gonna hold you too long. Let me get the top 5 comedians.
Oh gosh.
Come on, let me get them. Top 5.
Eddie Murphy. Miss Pat.
Miss Pat.
I love her. She's so funny. What's the name? Let's see. She's so many. I'm trying to put them in order. Bruce.
Bruce.
Bernie Mac.
Oh wow. I ain't scared of you.
He ain't scared of you. Y'all don't understand.
Right.
He ain't scared of you.
Wow.
And I'm going to see him this well, not this weekend, but I'm going to see him in April. TK Kirkland.
TK Kirkland's definitely funny.
Yeah, I love the way he talks. So but I perform with some beast talent. Brother Man from the Fifth Floor,
Wow.
Coco Brown. I can't even say. I'm not even sitting up here gonna clown with you, but it's I can go on and on and on. Even the local ones, man. That's like I love Mike Mello, Janine Slaughter. Like it's just some people that I just love to watch and like love them do their thing. Brian Isley, like I just love to watch them do their thing. So
that's a fact right there. So for the people that's watching Kuntry T, what can they expect? What you got coming up? And where can they find your stuff?
So, of course, COVID, kind of locked the door for a lot of bars, restaurants, and things like that. Those were our venues. Right. But I got some things, coming up, some shows that I'm producing, some venues that are untapped that we're going to use. Of course, outdoor venues, because with COVID and people being afraid of being inside, we got to think outside the box, just like you said. So. Right. This summer, look for cookouts and jokes. I'm trying to do a series with that. I'm going to do a series. I'm going to do a series with that. So look out for that. I have a show at the end of the month at Dojo Lounge in Wendell. And so I'll be there. And then next month I'll be at the Honeysuckle at Lakewood. That's in Durham. That's August, April the 10th. All right. So from then on, it's however the wind blows, man. Like just, waiting for these places to open back up and put us back on and make y'all laugh, man. Because like give y'all some of this medicine instead of them vaccines. We're gonna give y'all some of this laughter medicine.
Some of that laughter medicine, yo. That's dope. And I'm definitely feeling everything you're doing.
Penicillin.
That's a fact right there, and that's gonna last you. That's that good medicine right there.
Right. That's that amoxicillin.
Right. So yeah, let me ask you, how do you balance being a mother, wife, comedian? How do you keep it all together?
It's a family affair. It's definitely a family affair. My son, he is a teenager, so I have to, make sure that he understands that it's nothing personal. I'm not, I haven't missed any of the baseball games. He's a baseball player. I haven't missed any, I don't miss that. I don't, like we were talking about earlier, my family is first and foremost. Right. They're taken care of always. So, but it is sometimes it's some late nights, some early mornings because of the time. My husband definitely sacrifices himself because he already works 10, 12-hour days. Wow. And he always makes sure that he's there to support me. He might fall asleep at the venue. He might fall asleep in the audience, but he's there. Because he loves me.
That's a fact. And that bond, seeing that black love, that black excellence is a beautiful thing. And keep rising, keep going further and further.
Most definitely.
Are there any last words? And if it was people that's watching that want to get into comedy, what advice would you give them? And then after that, give your shout outs. And then we're going to throw into Flame On because I know you got
okay.
We're going to keep it in the road.
I would definitely say just follow your dreams and do what it is that God has put in your heart to do. Don't let nobody tell you that you can't do it or you shouldn't do it. Do it. And then if you feel like you can't do it, then you can't do it. Then don't let nobody tell you. Do it. Hit all the open mics you can. Get a circle, get a village of people who support you. Right. Because the people, a lot of times your friends are not going to be the ones that always support you and put you in places. Right. So, get you a support team, whether it's people who, just fellow comics that you can call and be like, hey, I want to go to South Carolina to do open mics. Can you ride? So, make sure that your circle is tight and everybody in it. keep God first,
Keep God.
family second.
Right.
Make sure that you don't overlook nobody. And love yourself. Love yourself. That's what I would say. And give a shout out to my Mr. Mr. Eric Williams. Y'all need some ties. Go. Y'all need some ties. Go see him at Tie Guy.
All right.
630 Rockroy Road.
All right. Mr. Ed.
Give a shout out to my son JT. JT Resales with 2 S's at IG. He resells sneakers. And check him out. Give a shout out to all my friends and family and my loved ones and just my village, man, and my fans, man. I don't know, all 12 of y'all might be logged on, but I love y'all and I appreciate y'all.
That's a fact right there, yo. And we love you back. That's real, yo. That's real. Hey, yo, and before you throw to the flame on, is there anything that we forgot to tell the people?
Don't keep God first, love yourself, man. We ain't forget to tell you. I'm gonna keep telling you. Keep God first. Love yourself and let love in. Always let love in.
And let love
and
in.
Look, and then don't. And if you have a bad day, it's okay. Cause guess what? If you have another one, you get another day to make it all right.
You get another day to make it right, and that's a fact, yo.
And that's it.
Kuntry T, I appreciate you. I love you, yo. Yo, my co-star in the Flame On movie, yo, you're doing big things, but you're so much more than that. Yeah, you're so much more. Yo, anytime I would love to have you come back so we can jump into more because you do a lot.
Let's do it.
We went through it, so you're always welcome back on the platform.
I appreciate that.
I want you to jump into the Flame On. I love you for stopping by. We're going to let them see the Flame On. Now it's me and you, so I'm going to let you introduce that, and then we're going to sign off right after that. Yo, I love you.
Okay. So listen, y'all about to watch Flame On the movie. Watch the video too, because these guys, they really do it. But Flame On the movie, you'll see Chocolate Milk get her routine on.
That's dope. That's dope, yo. We appreciate you. You have a good night. I love you now.
Thank you for having me, and thank everybody who's on and coming. And I love y'all, and God bless. Keep God first. Love yourself.
That's a fact right there. Here we go. Flame On
Kuntry
the movie.
T out.
All right.
All right. Good night.
Good night.
This stuff really work, man. This girl said Brian really blessed us, yo.
This girl knows that she got that wop.
What? Wow.
No.
Come on, man. You wasn't really.
But it was whack ass.
Whack ass.
Dang.
Why would you do it like that?
Dang.
Wow.
What's going on?
Oh,
God.
I told y'all, Brian, yo. That's
That's-
Brian, dude.
That's the sales, yo.
That's money.
That's everybody wanting.
Yo,
Yo, which one you gonna pick
I'm
up?
about to get paid, yeah. Yo, look at this shit, yo. Wow, yo. Damn, yo. Oh, shit. What's that? Oh, chocolate milk. That's me. I'm about to get that chocolate
Of course.
milk. That's about
Alright, you got that one. You got that one.
I ain't go back, yo. You might as well just go ahead and just see what you do.
The park, somebody live in an apartment by a park, I can meet them. Okay, I got them. Alright, boom. Boom. I got the park. Well, I mean, we gotta get some help. Alright, well.
We run these, we just run out of the way, yo.
Alright,
Yo, this shit
All right,
going
back,
out.
man. Come on, we out, man.
There you go, right there. Yeah, he look like a weak motherfucker. Yeah, you ready to get strong, motherfucker?
What are they doing? What's going on over there?
You ready to get strong?
strong.
Yeah, nigga, strong. Strong. I'm mad. Yo, and I'm Earl, nigga.
Gotta be some joke. Y'all joking.
Fuck down, nigga. 20. Give me 20, bitch. Get up, motherfucker. Get up.
Y'all ain't
Your
gonna
legs look like goddamn
20.
chicken legs.
Oh,
Jump it down right now. 30.
Jet, what?
Man, they gonna fuck you in the yard, nigga.
Chocolate milk.
Get your ass here.
Y'all, I just bought Mars.
Wait. Shit. What about being
Like the whole country.
Mars is a planet.
Oh,
No,
shit.
Pluto's a planet.
Dude, you're crazy.
Yeah. What up, y'all?
Yo.
What's going on,
What's
bro?
up, man?
Taking over the world and shit, man.
Yeah, fancy. Alright.
Up, motherfucker, up. Deal. 100 out the foot, 100 out the foot. Pull your damn pants up. Pull your pants up. Nigga, what the fuck? Pull your pants up.
Sit your ass down. You gonna watch this damn routine. You about to get a whole cup of this chocolate milk.
So what's going on, man? I got a lot of computers though, man. What y'all doing, y'all?
Let's taking a little bit of what we think belongs to us now.
Belongs to y'all? Like what? What do you mean?
Like Jeff Bezos' yacht, Bill Gates' wife.
Anybody's thing that we get a hold of that they want personally. Sorry, man.
So y'all can do that right here?
That's what we're doing right now. Yeah. No, we already got Elvis fucking whole show.
Right here.
And your Porsche.
4 computers, bro. No, the car, not the. Well, we can probably get both. Work on that. You got it.
It's about to be over with. You know that?
So how you been, man? Did you
I've been great.
bring us some goodies?
Yeah, I got y'all goodies here for y'all, man. And as a matter of fact, man, I think y'all need to celebrate. Yeah, man, I think y'all do it.
We still got a lot of work to do.
I mean, I see.
Good flavor, yeah.
Yeah. But here, I think y'all need to try. Yeah, these are for y'all. You know what I'm saying? Here you go. And for y'all, let me think. Y'all some smart guys. I think y'all should just take one piece. That's it. Just one. Yeah, man. And you know how it takes a little time for it to kick in, so y'all can just go ahead and start right now, man. I think that'll be great, though. Yeah. And so you said Angelina Jolie.
Angelina Jolie. No, we got her all day long.
And you said Oprah too?
Like pre-French.
Right.
Toast bread, dude.
And you also say yacht?
That's
We have actually, that's
one of the
that
many
makes,
yachts.
yeah, that makes 5, I think, by now. You got that one the other day, right?
Yeah.
All right, that makes 5. Oh, yeah. Yeah, make sure you get that. Make sure you get one too.
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah. So celebrate. Actually, y'all look like something great, here, whatever y'all got going on.
So we should just take these and you're gonna supervise us while we sleep.
We ain't gonna do nothing. Y'all ain't gonna sleep. Y'all gonna be good. Y'all gonna be great. I just want to make sure that what y'all doing is great, man. Yeah, do it, man. It's so amazing. Yeah, man. Somebody meeting, but at their home. But now we're at your home, so
Right.
Come on, man.
Get up, motherfucker. Get up. On the steps. Right here. On the steps. Let's go. Up. Down. Come back down. Give me this bag. What the fuck is this bag? Give me up the step. Up the step. Now jump down. Over to the slide. Slide. It's time to slide, motherfucker. Get your ass up there. Get your ass up and slide. Up. Donuts. You brought donuts to a workout, motherfucker. Bring your ass down the slide, nigga. Bring your ass down. Nigga, you brought donuts? Donuts? These are donuts now. Super. Let's go. Next exercise. Yeah, this is good. Good ass donuts.
That's my shit.
That's it right there.
Ooh, wait. How many of these motherfuckers are supposed to eat?
I would eat one.
One? You see how small these motherfuckers are? You see me?
Eat all of them. I can eat all of them.
I'm not to do this shit. ass right there till I'm eating this shit. This shit be good as that. Oh, this chocolate milk. Mm. 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 Ooh. Mm. Mm.
Okay. Yeah, so yeah, we put that right there. And yeah, so Angelina, yachts, Brad Pitt, Oprah, food stamps. Okay. $200,000 in food stamps. Yeah, so he said Angelina Jolie, she got too many kids though. But yeah, but fuck it, she got that paper. So I'm gonna get about 100 million. Let me get that directed to, let me get 200 million and get that to my account. All right, over here. So he said something about Oprah over here, so we're gonna figure this out. She like to give away cars. Okay, so we'll get, wait, hold on, faithful. Yeah, let me get like 6 of those. Yeah. Alright, so over here, he said, yeah. Okay, alright, cool. So, yachts. I'm gonna use my address instead of his, and yeah, wait, hold on. I'm using another address, cause shit, fuck that, they may find us. And then, yeah, so we're gonna get that, 5 yachts sent to my mother's house, bam. Yeah, okay, that's good. Look at he taking shit. Let me get up out of here, man. Wait a minute. Yeah, wait. No. 3 more. Yeah. Wait, 2 more. Yeah. 1 more. Alright, cool. Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
God damn. Do some goddamn push. Fuck. I'm talking about. Stay in school, kids.
Oh, wait. Why don't we get some of this chocolate milk? Wait, mother. Ah.
I think they went this way. Let's get them.
How you been, bro?
Man, my damn legs hurt, bro. These random guys put me through the gauntlet. I'm trying to get some.
What up,
Yo,
y'all?
what's good,
What up,
man?
Bro. You were saying you some wild shit,
yeah, I
bro.
was telling you, bro. So I'm up there trying to sell some. I see a playground, like someone meet me at a playground. Who can sell somebody at a playground? Bro, these 2 dudes come up, put me through. The American Ninja.
What did you go through? Because you went to see Chocolate
I
Milk.
heard.
What happened with Chocolate Milk,
Chocolate milk was, that was more like a shake, yo. I went over there, I went to the door for one. I'm thinking, chocolate milk. I'm thinking chocolate milk. Right, I get to the door, no lie, before I can even ring the bell, she snatches me in, son.
Oh, man.
So I'm thinking it could go either way.
That is crazy.
Okay. She says, you about to watch this fucking routine.
Yo. What's up with this car?
What the fuck is that,
Wait a minute. Is that? Yo, you know what? They look
familiar,
man. Was that those cops that were chasing us when we got to
Get a face, man. I think that's them.
Oh.
They
Look.
turning around.
Oh, they speeding up.
Oh, hell no.
Run.
You're gonna be married. I am like, how do you feel? Sir, you excited?
I'm excited.
Okay. Last week?
Yes. What was that?
Yeah, that was a hot break.
That wasn't me. I'm gonna put that disclaimer.
No,
I didn't
somebody,
know.
yeah,
Was it
somebody.
You think so? She would do. She didn't care. What she said? She said it.
Yeah,
She said
that is true.
Yeah.
It was all on her. All on the pole.
But did you see the one? The one on the floor.
Yes.
On the floor.
Yes.
You've been watching too much Junior Wild.
Yes, or Magic Mike.
That's what it was.
I hope we never see that again.
No, I think that's supposed to be my time.
Attention, everybody. I'd like to make a toast. As a matter of fact, little bro, bring it over here for me, please. Thank you. I just want to thank all of you for everything that you've done to help build this enterprise. I want to say, hey, who the hell are y'all?
Oh, hell no.
Not them again.
That's the nigga that slid out of my routine.
Bruh. That's the nigga that was trying to get strong. Hey, yo, you got any more of them donuts?
Nephews?
Yeah.
Yo, what the Wiz doing here?
I got you now.
What the hell are you doing here? Boss?
You know them?
Oh, man, what's going on? Hey, I just came to get my money. I gave you 24, then 72. I just want to get my money. How you doing, baby? You look beautiful. Hey, I just want to... Bobby, you got anything to drink? Come on, Bobby, baby. You gonna take it? He wants something to drink, too. Okay. This is the moment you all been waiting for. Thick stick.
Shut him
What are y'all doing here?
We supposed to be here.
Last week?
No, I need my money. We need to get my money. I gotta get my money, too.
Shake it like a dice game, chill on the dice, baby, I can make it like this. Shake it like a dice game, shake it like a dice game. Every day I'm on the streets, I'm shaking like a dice game, shake it like a dice game, shake it like a dice game, shake it like a dice game, shake, shake, shake. Looking at the crew like we finally done made it. Smoking Larry Bird, getting white boy wasted. By the third blunt, I was already faded. All this gas, all this ass.